Mangla, working as an assistant professor for the BBA department of St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. The subject that I take up here is organizational behavior. This is our 12th lecture of OB, and the topics that we'll be covering today are conflict, types of conflict, conflict process, negotiation, and types of negotiation. Alright, so let's begin. Now, when we talk about conflict, it can be considered as an expression of, negative attitudes or aggression or rivalry or misunderstanding. So, basically, whenever there is a difference of opinion or difference of views between any two individuals or any groups or any, within an organization, so such kind of differences, they let the conflicts arise. Alright, so let's see it in detail. Mary Parker Follett simply defines conflict as the appearance of difference of opinion, of interests. It can occur within an employee, between individuals or groups, and across organizations. So basically, opinion, conflict is what? Difference in interest or difference in opinion of individuals. And it can occur within the employees of the organization, between individuals and groups, or across the organizations also. Conflict is a natural disagreement arising between two or more people. It exists when they have incompatible goals or one or more believe that the behavior of the other prevents them from their own goal achievement. See, basically when there are two individuals who have got different goals and their goals are not very compatible with each other. That is, they are incompatible such that the action of one individual can lead to the prevention of, can lead to the unattainment of the goal of the other person, or can even prevent that person from achieving his goal. So such kind of, when such kind of problems arise up, they lead to conflict within the organization. So basically, conflict is a process in which one party, that party can be a person or a group, perceives that its interests are being opposed or negatively affected by the other party. Alright, so that's all about conflict. Now, this conflict can have positive aspect also, a negative aspect also. Like, conflict can create changes. It can be goal congruence, because everyone is being pulled up in the same direction for the goal achievement. It can be innovation, that is, it can have healthy competition. These are some positive aspects. If we talk about negative aspect, it can create tensions, it can create division of energy, it can create unhealthy atmosphere or dissatisfaction also. So these are certain positive and negative aspects of conflict. Now we'll see the types of conflict that we have. We have mainly 4 types: interpersonal, intrapersonal conflict, intergroup conflicts, and intragroup conflict. Let's see one by one. Interpersonal conflict. It refers to a conflict between two individuals. This occurs typically due to how people are different from one another. See, basically, there are two individuals. No two individuals are same. There might be difference of opinion or ideas, or difference of culture, on various bases differences can arise between two individuals, and such differences, they can lead to incompatible choices or their personal growth or their development in their relationships. So when such kind of incompatibilities arises, a conflict takes place, and such kind of conflict between two individuals is called interpersonal conflict. The second one is intrapersonal conflict. Now, intrapersonal conflict occurs within an individual. इसमें दो individuals involved नहीं होते, एक ही individual के within himself. There are psychological conflicts that are arising within the individual's mind. So the experience takes place in person's mind. Hence, it is a type of conflict that is psychological, involving the individual's thoughts, values, principle, and emotions. And this kind of conflict, it can lead to restlessness or uneasiness and can even cause depression. And in such occasion, it would be best to seek a way to let go of the anxiety. We should need to look out for ways so that we can, just let go of our anxiety via communicating with other people, so that we can open ourselves to others and we can share our problems with others. So that is how we can try to resolve intrapersonal conflicts. The next one is intra-group conflict. Now, intra-group means the conflict which is there within the members of the group. There might be a group which is having, ample number of members, like 5 or 6 members. So, जब उन मेंबर्स के बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अराइज होती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड इंट्रा ग्रुप कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. सो इंट्रा ग्रुप कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इज अ टाइप ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दैट हैपन अमंग इंडिविजुअल्स विद इन अ टीम. एक टीम के अंदर ही जो इंडिविजुअल्स हैं उनके बीच में जब कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होती है. द इनकम्पैटिबिलिटीज एंड मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग्स among these individuals lead to an intragroup conflict. Next one is intergroup. Now intergroup mein the conflict is between two different teams or two different groups within an organization. Let's see it. Intergroup conflict takes place when a misunderstanding arises among different teams within an organization. जब misunderstanding अलग अलग teams के बीच में होती है, so conflict, intergroup conflict arises. Like the sales department of an organization, it can come in conflict with the customer support department. So there are two separate departments who are having separate teams and they are having a conflict. So this is intergroup conflict. All right. Next we'll see the conflict process. The conflict process, that is a process by which conflict arises, can be seen in 5 stages. Those stages are potential opposition or incompatibility, cognition and personalization, intentions, behavior and outcomes. Now when we talk about potential opposition, see this is the first stage in the conflict process, and it is basically the existence of conditions that allow conflict to arise. Such conditions जिनकी वजह से conflict arise होती है, those conditions arise in the first stage of conflict process. And the existence of these conditions, it does not necessarily mean that a conflict will arise. But अगर conflict arise होती है ऐसी conditions की वजह से, then chances are because of issues regarding communication, क्योंकि there are communication issues, there is structure issue or personal variable issues. So because of such issues, the conflicts can arise. The second step is cognition and personalization. See, basically, we have learned that conflict only exists only if it is perceived to exist. So if it is determined that potential opposition or incompatibility exists, जब हम determine कर लेते हैं कि there is certain kind of opposition or incompatibility that is existing, then both parties feel it. That is that the conflict is developing. So it is only when both the parties understand that the conflict is brewing up and they internalize it as something that is effective them, that is when this stage gets completed. So basically in this stage, parties get to know that there is some incompatibilities arising up and they get to know that the conflict is brewing up between them. Now the third step is intentions. Intentions come between people's perceptions and emotions and help those who are involved in the potential conflict to decide to act in a particular way. So basically intention come between people perception and emotion, how people perceive certain things. So one has to infer what the other person meant. We have to see what the other one means, and in order to determine how to respond to statement or action, तो हमें पहले देखना पड़ेगा कि what does the other person is trying to say. Then only we can hear it and then only we can interpret it and we can respond to it. And a lot of conflicts are escalated because one party infers the wrong intentions from the other. Because of wrong intentions, because they infer wrong intentions from the other person. That is why a lot of conflicts get escalated further. And then the next one is behavior. Now behavior is the stage where conflict becomes evident, जहाँ पे हमें देख के पता लग जाता है, because it includes statements, actions and reactions of the parties involved in the conflict. So these behaviors, they might be over attempts to get the other party to reveal intentions, but they have a stimulus quality, and this stimulus quality, it separates the behavior from the stage of intention. Intention से behavior क्यों अलग है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक stimulus act करता है, and that stimulus lets you respond to various actions by the opposition party. And the last stage is outcome. Now outcome of a conflict can be functional or dysfunctional. Now functional outcomes are such, when conflict is constructed, that is, when conflict can lead to something good at the end. So that is when we have functional outcomes. But dysfunctional outcomes, they are generally more well known and they are understood more, because uncontrolled opposition, it breeds to discontent, and which always acts to sever ties and eventually leads to dissolution of the group. So such kind of outcomes which at the end they led to the demise of the whole group, that is called dysfunctional outcomes. That was all about the conflict process. Now we'll see the negotiation. Now negotiation is a method by which people settle differences. It is a process by which compromise or agreement is reached while avoiding argument and dispute. See, negotiation is a process by which we try to avoid the dispute and we reach a certain compromise or certain agreement. It is the process in which two or more parties exchange goods or services and attempt to agree on the exchange rate for them. For example, when you go to buy groceries, the price at which the seller offers you the groceries, you often try to bargain on them. So the price at which both of you are ready, that you are ready to purchase and the seller is ready to sell, that price is called the bargain. That is a price after bargaining. So that is the negotiation price basically. So negotiation involves bargaining, and the meaning of negotiation is bargaining for the purpose of mutual agreement. So from this, we can derive certain features of negotiation, like negotiation involves two parties, and both of them have predetermined goals, and both of them are expecting an outcome. These are the features of negotiation. Now when we talk about types of negotiation, we have mainly two types of negotiations: integrative and distributive. Now first one is distributive negotiation or win-lose approach. Now in such kind of negotiation, what happens is one party wins and the other one loses automatically. Agar ek jeet rahe, तो obviously the second party will lose. So this is also called competitive zero-sum or claiming value approach. This approach is based on the premise that one person can win only at the expense of the other. One person will win only if the other one loses. So this whole approach is based on that premise. So basically one side wins and the other one loses in this approach. There are fixed resources which are to be divided so that the one who gets more and the less the other one gets. That is, the one who is winning, he'll get more resources, and the one who loses, he'll get less. Now one person interests oppose the others. एक का interest दूसरे के interest को oppose करेगा. That is only when the conflict arises. And not only about conflict, the first person will win only when his interest is opposing the second one. And the dominant concern in this type of bargaining, it is usually to maximize one's own interest. So this is win-lose approach. Second one is integrative negotiation or win-win approach. Now this negotiation approach is also called as collaborative or creative value approach. It is superior to all negotiation approaches. Now it results in both the parties feeling that they are achieving what they wanted. In this approach, both the parties feel कि उनके goals achieve हो गए. Whatever they thought of, both of them feel that they have attained their goals. So basically it results in satisfaction to both the parties, and because both the parties are satisfied, that is why we call it a win-win approach. That both the parties feel that they have fulfilled their goals and both the parties are refer themselves as winners. So that was all about negotiation. Let's see the questions based on today's concept. Define conflict, explain its various types, describe the stages of conflict process. What is negotiation? How many types of negotiations are there? Stay tuned for more upcoming lectures. Thank you.